Hello everyone, it is Erin Floto here, and we are closing the chapter on January and opening a new chapter on February. So for those that did not watch my 2023 set of videos, I did have two set of videos because I am switching between two notebooks. I love a white dot grid notebook and I love a black dot grid notebook, but I can't do either of them for 6 months at a time. It's just not possible for me. So in January, I did my white. In February, I am doing my black dot grid notebook, and then I am switching back and forth. So March will be in the white notebook again, April will be in the black notebook again, and I am hoping that this will satisfy all of my cravings to do both. So that is what I am doing, and I am here in February doing a book stack theme. This theme was inspired by a tattoo design that I saw over on Pinterest. I do love to check out Pinterest for tattoo designs to inspire my bullet journal designs, because I feel like if you search bullet journal designs, you find a lot of the same type of things, the things that are very popular, you know, botanicals, you find a lot of, well, you do find a lot of books. And then you also find a lot of like holiday inspired things. And I didn't want to do a holiday inspired thing. I wanted to do something different. So I looked around and I found this book stack as a tattoo design and I absolutely adored it. So I decided to go ahead and recreate it, but add a little bit of twist for myself. So I did incorporate certain things that I saw in the book stack, and I have that inspiration linked down below on my Pinterest. But I found a lot of inspiration from that, but then again, I wanted to make it my own somehow. So I decided to incorporate some celestial elements around. And then I also saw kind of like the diary feature. So like kind of the lock on one of the books. So I thought that that would be fun to incorporate little keys around. And then I wanted to bring it all together with some sort of graphic type design in the background. So I went with this unique type of grid, sort of. I don't really know what I was going for when I first started drawing it, but I really enjoyed it. Before I get too far into the video, I do want to ask my community what they think about YouTube memberships and Instagram subscriptions. So my thought process is that I don't want to gatekeep any types of videos that would be helpful. That's not really what this page is about. And it's not about making money. I don't know if you guys know this, but small YouTubers barely make anything. So for me, my thought process is that as of right now, I'm very strapped for time. So if I'm spending extra time on making extra videos, that maybe it would be beneficial to do that for members. So what I'm thinking is like 2 extra videos a month, and it would be a $2 membership. So one of the videos, well, at least one of the videos would be like a second 10 types video or another Bujo basics video, something to that effect, something that it's extremely useful types of inspiration style videos and things like that. Another could be, you know, behind the scenes vlogs and more vlog type content if you are interested in that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for the YouTube memberships. Now for the Instagram subscription, I really have no clue. I'm not sure if anyone wants to do Instagram subscriptions. So let me know if there is types of content that you think would be useful that's not very algorithm friendly. For example, doing still photos or doing Even doing carousel photos of my 10 types videos, they don't do super well because of how the algorithm works. So if you are interested in that, maybe that's something that we could do through the subscriptions. That way, it's kind of not really hurting my feed so much and my relationship with Instagram. But it is something that would be useful to you, because right now it's just not practical for me to do those types of posts when it's not Instagram friendly. But if it's content that's useful, I want to be able to provide it. So those are kind of the ideas that I'm thinking. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the YouTube memberships, what you think about Instagram subscriptions, if you're totally for it, if you're totally against it, if you think like do what you need to do kind of thing. So let me know how likely you would be to participate in either of those, because it's hard for a small content creator to justify the extra time, but I do want to provide some more stuff. So anyways, that's what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and get back to the setup. But I really, really appreciate getting your feedback on that. So when I was looking at this book stack, again, I wanted to bring in a lot of jewelry tones. So that's why I brought in this like more magenta color and this like darker teal color. But I wanted to pair it with some pastels. So that's why I brought in the blue and the purple of a more kind of muted pastel type of effect. So the pens that I'm using are all Archer and Olive Acrylographs. Sorry, I just saw my face pop up there and it was a little jarring. So sorry about that. Acrylographs work great on blackout paper. So that is why I typically use acrylographs for my blackout setups. And also I find them to be very vibrant and opaque. So I do tend to like using those types of materials. So the pens that I'm using are a deep teal. I'm not sure what collection this was in. It doesn't have a pen name on the barrel. Neither does the magenta. The magenta, I think, was part of like the cool fall. For some reason, that's what my brain is thinking. I don't think so, though. The lighter color that I am using for the paper is aptly named Parchment. The darker brown is called Cinnamon. The blue is Blue Heather. And then, oh no, you know what? I think it's that purple that is from the cool fall. The pastel-y, muted pastel purple. I think that one was from the cool fall collection. I don't know what that magenta one is for. It must be from one of the first collections because it does not have a name on the barrel. So I'm sorry in advance that I'm not super sure which collection that one is from. And then because I am doing a book style, I did want to add some serif font. So I have these big serif letters, but I didn't want it to be like perfect. I wanted it to be kind of funny. So that's why I made them a little chunky. And then I am moving on to my calendar. I missed my calendar so much in January. I don't know if this is like this for everyone, but for me in particular, I am very much a visual person. Even if I have a long list and it says Monday next to the day, I really need it in my brain to visualize where Monday is or where that thing is in the calendar. It just, for me, it works out so much better that way. So I am taking all the acrylographs and I am just mixing up the boxes here. I do use a Monday Start calendar. I am very much in the Monday Start camp. I have been for years and years and years. because for me, my work week starts on a Monday. So, and a lot of my activities cover both, Friday, Saturday, Sunday as my weekend because I work Monday through Thursday. So it does not make sense for me to have Saturday and Sunday separated. So you can fight me if you want. I don't care. It works for me. And that is what I will always say about bullet journaling. Just make it work for you. If your week starts on a Wednesday and that is what makes sense in your brain, then go ahead and start your calendar on a Wednesday. Don't let anyone tell you different. Just make your bullet journal work for you. So that is what I will always practice. That's what I will always preach. So I am just adding in these grid designs on the top left and on the bottom right and all along the side of the right because I wanted to fill in that space a little bit. And then I have all of the different icons and book stacks and everything like that as well on this page. There wasn't really a ton of room. I did make my calendar a little bit bigger. It is 6 wide by 5 tall, I believe. So it did take up a significant portion of the page, but I think that worked out really, really well for me. And if you are going to do that, the Thursday box does go right, like it does not use a grid spot. It uses the side panel, which is totally fine by me. But if you have an Archer and Olive and you want to do a big grid setup, but you don't like it bumping up against the side there, you will have to put it onto the next page probably. So just an FYI there. So I live in the Northeast, so around February, there's not really that much to do that's not an inside activity. So I don't really have that many plans that I can really talk about for February. What I can talk about is that there are going to be 2 releases. I think I have found a happy medium between providing physical stickers and my need for, I don't mean to say this in a rude way, but freedom, which is my word of the year, freedom to have choices. So for me, I find it extremely difficult to fulfill orders that are not ready to ship as it stands in my life right now. So I don't want to make people wait, a long time. That's not my jam. I don't like doing it. When things were butting up against a 2-month time span, I was like, I can't do this anymore. My life is a little more chaotic than I can take when it comes to fulfilling make to order types of items. So unfortunately, I can't do that anymore. However, these grab bags are working out pretty well. So I think I will have some grab bags available every month, but it will just be in limited quantities. It'll be ready to ship, just like my metal stencils. So you can expect the shipments to be fairly quick. So I think that is kind of the perfect medium right now. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I am only going to do them as random grab bags, though. I'm not going to think that much. So, so they're only going to be available as random grab bags, as oopsie bags. If I find a whole bunch of foils, I'll put foil grab bags together like I did for February. For the second release in January. So I will have those all linked down below if you are interested. But otherwise, it will still only be digital items. So over here on my left is my activity log. If you've been around a while, I love doing an activity log. It is where I track my move goal. That's on my Apple Watch every month. So that way, or every day, sorry. But that way I am tracking things that aren't just strictly workouts. It is everything that I do, because sometimes I take the dogs for a walk and I don't have my watch on me, or sometimes, or I don't like set it as an exercise or whatever. Sometimes I'll do the same with the bike or something to that effect. This push-up challenge, I don't set an exercise, quote unquote, for my workout challenge. So my whole thought process is, as long as I'm moving, I'm good. So that's how I put down my activities. Over on the left, it's just a standard bar graph. And then I put the type of exercises that I did and the types of activities that I did on the right-hand side. And then on the right-hand side of this spread is my habit tracker. So I cut up some of the Archer and Olive dot grid paper. I am an ambassador, by the way, so I do think that these were available for a little while. They might not be anymore, but I will have Archer and Olive and my affiliate link down below if you want to go check it out. So I cut up the dot grid paper as individual habits. That is how my brain works. My brain very much wants to see how the habit is by itself. I can't really do those long charts. It's just my brain doesn't like it. My brain doesn't like it. So I personally love these little habit trackers, because then I can see in one fell swoop how that particular habit is going. So I know that my habits this month, I didn't write them down, but I know a couple of them. I still haven't kind of assessed the month to see what other types of habits I want to track. But I know that I'll be doing another physical challenge. So I think it is a biking 20 minutes every day. I think that is what my partner and I decided to do. I know I have to track my workouts. I know I have to track my supplements and prescription like I normally do. So, but the other ones I'm not sure. I think maybe my ankle mobility and my hip mobility might be helpful, because I have been struggling there. So moving on, I had my finances tracker at the bottom there, and then now I am moving on to my tasks. I didn't like the design of this, and they're just supposed to be like little book headers. So I just colored it in instead. I have my normal tasks, so I have work, I have home, I have my business, I have projects, and I have cleaning. So those are the activities that I like to categorize my tasks into. So those tend to work out really well for me. And then I brought in some of that dot grid paper along the bottom. And of course, I have a lot of the art elements, the book, and the celestial elements as well for my task list. So one of the new spreads that I am putting on here, I'm gonna move on to my goals, but one of the new spreads that I have for this setup is my date night. So my partner and I love to do alphabet dates. We basically do 2 letters in a month, whether that be on the same day or 2 different days or something like that. So this month is going to be alphabet letter C and D. So I added some extra paper in there so that way I can put down little pictures, little things that we did. I just think it's a nice little memory keeping aspect of my bullet journal that I haven't really incorporated that much before, and I've kind of been missing it. I do like to keep track of important things in my life, I do have like kind of the memories spread in the front of my bullet journal, where I just kind of write down all the momentous things that are happening in our lives, but I do want to have something on my monthlies as well. So I decided to incorporate the date night in for this one. I am also probably going to use a little pocket size Archer and Olive to track those things as well. Not track, but memory keep with those things as well. So that'll be extremely exciting. I'm very happy to be able to do that. So here is my final flip through. Thank you so much for joining. Definitely let me know what you think about the whole YouTube, Instagram, subscription-y type stuff. And then if you've made it all the way to the video, can you leave a little book emoji down in the comments below? That would really help me out. And I will see you next time. Bye everyone.